humanity has built a massive system that forms the bedrock of modern civilization. Power grids illuminating cities, fiber optic and satellite networks interconnecting the globe, and digital infrastructures governing global finance. This entire gargantuan mechanism relies on a smooth and uninterrupted order. Yet behind this order, right beside our planet, sits a colossal nuclear reactor. The sun, most of the time, we view the sun merely as a source of heat and light. In reality, it is a dynamic star, constantly fluctuating and hurling billions of tons of plasma into space. An event that occurred in 1859, known to history as the Carrington Event, proved that this star possesses the power to push our civilization back thousands of years in a single day. If a solar storm of similar magnitude to the largest in recorded history were to strike tomorrow, how would our lives change within hours? What was the Carrington Event? On the morning of September 1st, 1859, English astronomer Richard Carrington witnessed an extraordinary event while studying sunspots at his observatory near London. Unusually bright white light flares erupted on the sun's surface. What Carrington observed was one of the largest coronal mass ejections, CMEs, ever recorded. A cloud of charged particles weighing billions of tons shot from the sun and hurtled toward Earth at millions of kilometers per hour. A journey that normally takes 3 to 4 days took only 17.5 hours due to the sheer intensity of the storm. On the night of September 2nd, as the solar particles slammed into Earth's magnetosphere, a massive planet-wide geomagnetic storm erupted. At the time, the world's most advanced technology was the telegraph network. Due to the storm, auroras were seen as far south as the Caribbean, Rome, and Hawaii, illuminating the night sky like daylight. According to historical records, gold miners in Colorado began preparing breakfast at midnight. Mistaking the illuminated sky for dawn, high voltage was induced in telegraph lines. Wires burst into flame, sparks shocked telegraph operators, and telegraph paper caught fire. Some telegraph operators discovered they could continue sending messages using the geomagnetic currents in the lines. Despite having completely disconnected the batteries in 1859, the destruction was limited to telegraph lines because the world was not yet dependent on electricity, satellites, or microchips. The physical mechanism of a solar storm striking Earth is a 3-stage process: solar flare. The snapping and reconnecting of magnetic field lines on the solar surface release immense amounts of radiation. Moving at the speed of light, this radiation reaches Earth in just 8 minutes. It impacts the ionosphere, instantly jamming high-frequency HF radio communications. Solar energetic particles, SAPs, high-energy protons and ions, are hurled into space immediately following the flare, reaching Earth within 20 minutes to a few hours. These particles pose a severe radiation threat to satellites in space and aircraft. Flying polar routes. Coronal Mass Ejection, CME. This is the most dangerous phase. A massive cloud of plasma and magnetic fields ejected from the sun. It reaches Earth within 15 to 72 hours. When this cloud collides with Earth's magnetic field, it violently compresses the magnetosphere, triggering a geomagnetic storm. Geomagnetic storms generate geomagnetically induced currents, gases underground and along long conductive lines. It is these directly induced currents that pose the primary threat to modern infrastructure. What if it strikes tomorrow? An hour-by-hour collapse scenario. Here is a timeline of how events would unfold if a supersized solar storm were to hit Earth tomorrow. First 8 minutes to 2 hours, the solar flare hits the day side of Earth. Radio communications jam. Aviation, maritime transit, and military command centers experience immediate loss of communication. Commercial flights on polar routes are urgently rerouted to lower latitudes due to extreme radiation. Risks. Within 12 to 24 hours, the massive plasma cloud impacts Earth's magnetic field. GPS and communications satellites in space fail or suffer permanent damage due to power overloads. Global positioning systems grind to a halt. Ships in the ocean, aircraft in flight, and logistics networks reliant on precision positioning go blind. Massive auroras form in the sky, visible even from the equator. Within 24 to 48 hours, systemic collapse. Geomagnetically induced currents, GICs, surge into high-voltage power grids worldwide. Massive transformers and high-voltage lines come overloaded with direct current, overheat, melt, and explode. These transformers are not off-the-shelf items. Each is a custom-built piece of equipment weighing tons. It's taking months or even years to manufacture. National power grids collapse in a domino effect. Entire continents are plunged into complete darkness. Secondary effects of the collapse: the halting of civilization. The crash of electricity and satellites means far more than just the lights going out. All basic life support systems of modern society depend on electricity, water, and sanitation. Municipal water pumps run on electricity. Within 24 to 48 hours after power loss, water stops flowing from taps. Water cannot be pumped to high-rise buildings, and treatment plants shut down. Food and supply chains, supermarket, shelves fill with food that spoils within days as refrigeration fails. With GPS and fuel pumps out of service, logistics freeze entirely. Cities face severe food crises within days. Financial systems. The shutdown of internet and banking servers erases all non-cash payment methods: credit cards, stock markets, wire transfers, ATMs. Digital assets become completely inaccessible. Communications and the internet, signal repeaters along undersea fiber optic cables, sustain damage from ground currents. The internet fragments and crashes on a global scale. Cellular base stations go completely silent once their backup batteries drain. Healthcare and nuclear. Safety. Emergency generators at hospitals stop once their fuel runs out. Nuclear power plants switch to emergency generators upon losing off-site power. If these generators cannot be refueled, cooling systems fail, posing a risk of MELTDOWNS. Conclusion and expert predictions: the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, NASA, and scientists view the occurrence of a Carrington-level event not as an impossibility, but merely as a matter of time. A storm of similar magnitude occurred in 2012, but by sheer luck, the sun's eruption was directed away from Earth's orbital position, missing us by a margin of just 9 days. According to reports from the World Bank and insurance agencies, a storm of Carrington Event proportions occurring today would cost the U.S. alone between $1 trillion and $2 trillion, with full recovery of the grid estimated to take anywhere from 1 to 10 years. In conclusion, if humanity were to disappear 100 years from now, the traces of civilization would slowly fade. But if a solar storm like Carrington strikes tomorrow, humanity will remain. Yet the entire technological civilization we built upon it could evaporate in a single day.